Water can flow, water can crash. Be like water, my friend. That's the quote I was trying to think of the other day on a video I did because I got the Bruce Lee with the water coming off his hands, water stance statue. And I was trying to think of that phrase that he would say, that quote back in the day. But this is a remake for a MS walking video. I did it on a beautiful day that was 70 degrees out in the second week of April in Wisconsin, where it should be still in the 30s. It still should have snow on the ground. Well, it would be melted or melting because April showers bring May flowers. But yeah, I did it, and it's cut off on me, and I had to make a couple video chunks, and I was trying to edit it in my new editing software, and I can't figure out this damn software. I'm too stupid. When it comes to electronic stuff, I can figure out the basics, but I had one program that worked, but you had to pay a monthly fee, and if you stopped paying them, I found out all the video footage you have out in the real world goes away. So I'm like, well, it doesn't pay to stick with that company, so I bought a program for like $15 off eBay, and now I can't figure the damn thing out. I think it's made for short videos, and when I put the big video in there, it just screws everything up. But I'll play with it, see if I can figure it out, see what happens. Uh, I checked out Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard. It should be with Dax and Monica because they do shows together. But it's Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard, and Christina Applegate was on it. And I found out that her and Jamie-Lynn Sigler have a MS podcast now called MeSsy. So I checked those. Well, I checked out one episode and the teaser episode, I think it was, but it was a fun interview. Go to check out the interview with Christina on Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard. It was a good video, a good podcast. Listen to audio or video, but it was fun just hearing some things about her. Just basically around my age, and I have a lot of things that relate, and it's just fun to listen to her talk about it back in those days, and then the crappy times too. We all had our own little personal issues back then, but times were very different. But I checked out, I think it was the first episode, unless I checked out 2 episodes. I'm pretty sure it was just one, and then the teaser episode of MeSsy. And the way it sounds, it's going to be a little bit of MS and then a little bit of whatever else, kind of like what I do with a lot of my videos and stuff. Not compare myself to them. They're going to be way better. I'm sure we'll have plenty of followers by day one, whereas I got my 4 1/5 followers, but that's about it. Because, like I said, I'm shitty with technology. Uh, but it was interesting listening to Christina because she's talking about her struggling with it right now with the first 2 years. The MS is always, it's the early diagnosis stages are crappy, and trying to get your body used to the pains. When you live with the pains 24/7, eventually your body adapts to them as much as it can, but they're still there and you still deal with it. You still feel the problems. But it's a snowflake disease, so everybody's different. But talking about, and with her being a little gal and me being a big jackass, she talks about her dealings with lymphedema, and her having it in her hands, her arms, her face, her basically all over her body with the puffing and I'm sure some hardening and stuff like that, the burning, the pain that comes with it. And I'm dealing with this. Well, basically, I went in because just from my knee down, knee to my toes on my left foot, left leg, uh, started puffing up a lot over the years. And then it would shrink down, puff up. I used compression stockings, all that crap. Then the hardening started. And then it was like one day my dog kicked me while we were sleeping. And she was dreaming and she gashed me on the backside of my calf, and that area just kept getting harder and harder and harder. So I thought infection. Doctors never gave me any suggestions or anything like that. But it would harden and get bigger, and then it would shrink down, and then get bigger and shrink down, and just had a mind of its own. But then a few months back, it just started to work at the hardening around the sides of the leg and stuff like that. And the puffiness was getting to be more annoying. Never had no issues with my right leg, but I went in to the doctor and then they sent me to therapy for lymphedema. Well, to a doctor that does therapy for lymphedema. And she taught me how to wrap them. We put the sleeves on the legs, then put the wraps around the legs and kept it like that 24/7. You're allowed to take like up to a 3 hour break every day, I think it was, or something like that if you wanted from it. But I just left them on for 2 to 3 days, and then when I took a shower, I'd take them off and then throw them back on. And after the shower, maybe put a little lotion with them to keep the legs from drying up. Because the first couple times I took the wraps off, they were all like flaky and dry. But yeah, I sat there, and when I heard Christina talk about it, it's like it's seeing someone that's such a tiny frame dealing with something like that all over her body, and then me, this big ass, and just dealing with that on my leg. I'm like, thankfully, the thing with the wraps and stuff that sucks with. I had that little bit of crooked foot on my left foot. Was I was born with a little bit of a crooked foot, so it's got a little tilt to it, and the right side of it just feels like someone took a hot electrified knife and just constantly slicing all the way along it. And it just fucking burns and tears and just sucks. And it seems to get worse when I have the wraps on. So I think that just affects my tilt of my foot. It irritates it more. So hopefully I can find a way to get past that. I've been trying to freeze it out by putting the really hard ice packs on there that make your foot basically feel like it's got frostbite on it within 15 minutes, 10 minutes. But just trying to get that pain to dissipate in some way, shape, and form. And I started using, I don't know, this crap is useless. This is the latest one I got with some organic, organic, organic mango butter, ultra pain relieving butter. 1,000 milligrams of CBDs, 400 milligrams of CBG, ultra ache and pain relief. It's a, I don't know. I put a big old layer of it on that side of the foot, and then I put my sleeve on, and then wrap my foot with the bandages, and didn't do nothing really for it. Still had the pain. So that and the ice just kind of like hope to numb the pain a little, but that's about it. Uh, I do have. I'll get into that a little bit later. That will be also talking about some other therapist. But yeah, I say check out the MeSsy podcast. promoting for somebody else who doesn't need promoting more than likely. I'm sure they got a nice following, but I love both of those ladies. It sucks that they both got MS, but it's enjoyable to see them promoting that we're going to hear the good, the bad, the ugly, hopefully, of what they deal with. And you're not going to see that where you see a star that got a problem and they're just always feeling better and they got these things that they're getting done that you can't afford and they're getting better and you're stuck where you are and or getting worse and being like, well, I don't want to see that. I want to see the bad side too. I know damn well they're not doing 100%, and I know they have issues. And I don't know a person with MS that doesn't. So I like to hear the reality, and it's awesome that they're doing it. So way to go, gals! I'm really happy you put this together. I will definitely check out the rest of your episodes and probably be commenting on them. And it's just, yeah, I like it. Another new podcast for me to listen to. Not like I need it anymore. I think I follow over 120, 30 podcasts right now. I cut them down a little bit. It was up to like 180 at one point. But yeah, there's and then there's tons that I don't even know about. So I just keep finding out about them. But let's get to me. What's up with everything? The video screwed up on that beautiful day. So it I didn't get the cat to come out. I still can't get him to follow me on a walking trip, which is a bummer. I left the door open, hoped that he would come out, but he's worried about the jackass still with the dog that attacked him with the 8 puncture wounds in him, and got him up to the tree line once, but can't get him up there. But this weekend when I was going to the dump, there was 2 trucks with trailers full of furniture and stuff from that house. Apparently the jackass couldn't sell his original house. He got to move back to that house. And bummer is he's gonna talking about renting this one out, whereas I'd rather see him put it for sale because me and the wife were gonna try to put an offer in when it was for sale, but he snatched it up pretty quick. And I'd like to see what he put it up for, but I think he's gonna rent it out, which means him and the jackass and the jackass dog will probably be here every now and then because I know he was marked out an area in the backyard for a big shed he was going to put up this summer. So I'm sure he'll probably still do that and store stuff in there and then be coming back and forth. But oh well, at least he's not there every day. And maybe my cat can get beyond his PTSD and go for some walks again with me because it was awesome having a cat that you didn't have to put on a leash, would walk right alongside you wherever you went, just hang out with you outside. And I miss that. Dog attack just ruined my cat. Poor Lemmy Killmeister. It's not the same old cat he was. But uh yeah, lymphedema therapy, it's over now. I made it through. I did it for I think it was about a month and a half. Month and a half, 2 months. And I will have to definitely do the leg wraps every night. And I can do the compression socks during the day. But then I have to wrap at night if I want to go that route. But I'm still on the wrap them, wear it for a couple days, take a shower, I'll unwrap them, take a shower, rewrap them, and go that route instead. Because it's a good hour and a half of unwrapping, re-rolling the wraps, and so you can reuse them and get all the wrinkles out. Taking off the sleeve, throwing all, pulling all the tape and everything, and then you jump in the shower, come out, and then you gotta put it all back on and unroll or re-roll it on and retape it and all that shit. Yeah, it's a good hour and a half. Pain in the ass thing to do. That's why I'm like, screw it, let's do it every couple of days. Uh, but I was pissed with they sent me to the store, the specialty store, for my compression stockings that I had to get especially sized, and I could choose, I think it was 20 to 30 milligram for tightness, or a 30 to 40 milligram, or whatever the heck. I don't know if it's milligram or hectogram or octogram, or I think it's milligram. But I went with the tighter one, the 30 to 40. Hurts. And it cuts off circulation and shit, because I sit with a table in front of me so I can draw, I can read, I can do all my stuff. I can't put the recliner legs up or anything like that. And then when you're walking and stuff, it kind of like crimps in and different by the ankle and stuff. It makes it tighter around her. But it's like I got it, and I don't have one next to me, damn it. Uh, Went in, got sized, comes back, and she pulls out this tan, light brown compression sock. And it's like, okay. And it's like, we put it on, it's all tight and stuff. And we make it on. She's got to use her sticky rubber gloves to help push it on because the damn thing's so tight. Anya, we had to use baby powder and all that crap. Uh, but it's a light brown tan compression sock that I can get through my medical company for $5 a pair. It's not cut to size or anything. Comes right out of the bag. So she just picks the one that's closest to my thing. It's still long enough that it goes up over my knee, which is annoying because you can't fold them over because then the compression pinches harder in that area. And you're not supposed to do that. So I got to kind of like work them down a little bit. And it's like, so it's not sized to my leg or anything other than, I guess, the thickness. I don't know what the hell is size, what the size matter, what, because it's not for the length. So I don't know. I'm guessing the thickness. But sat there and that pair of stockings that she pulled out of that bag for me, that's exactly the same as the ones I get for $5, is $90. It's costing me out of pocket. So yeah, that was really nice. I like that deal. I was thinking I was getting some special stocking that, but no, it's no different than the shit that you buy in any of the stores, the white ones, the black, brown ones. It's like, yeah, that it's like, come on, that's a scam and a half. And then while I'm waiting, I'm looking through knee braces because I really want to get double knee braces with the metal side rails and stuff, like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'd love to get hit that where he got his that he wrestled in because those things were solid. They had the triple clamp areas. They did not move. That's what I want. But I can't afford that shit. So I'm looking at theirs. I'm like, because I got sized there for kind of a mechanical knee brace back when that piece of shit kicked my knee out back in the day. That's still not fixed because doctors won't fix it until I'm 50. Now I'm 50. Now they won't touch it till I'm 60. So I'm 53. So I still got 7 years. Fucking whatever. But yeah, I was looking at those things, and they're the exact same ones I can order through my catalog too for quadruple the price, just because you're a medical supplies building, and that's bullshit. I'm so sick and tired of the medical overall society with the price gouging and everything, the medications. I mean, Jesus Christ, my medications there that one year were $75,000 every 3 months. It's like, come on, really? and it's just, yeah. So, but made it through that. I'll do it this way for now. I took 2 days off the past, one night and 2 days off from wearing them. I'm gonna put them on after I'm done doing this again. But yeah, I'm done with it. I don't have to see her again. She gave me her personal number if I have any questions. I can do that. And she was awesome. The other doctor was awesome with it, with the therapy, the wrapping, the massaging, all that you get to learn and do, and your breathing techniques and everything else. It's if you have lymphedema, the bloating, the hardening and stuff, let your doctor know, get it checked out, get into the lymphedema therapy, at least get the basics going. You'll get whatever wraps and compression stuff you need, and at least you got it. So you can, I mean, once it starts hardening, and I worried because I lost two uncles to uh, aneurysms in their legs, or basically blood clot bursting things in their legs and groin area. It runs in our family. And I had my aortic dissection in my heart that I was supposed to die from, but that they couldn't operate on. But for some reason, it decided to close itself up, heal it, scab itself over and stuff. But yeah, it's. I know there was something else I was going to mention about the lymphedema, but I can't think of it at the moment. But anyway, then we seen our new MS neurologist. This is going longer than what the walking video was, because the walking video was about 20 minutes, and I feel like I'm only at the beginning and I'm only talking about my neurologist now. But we had our first appointment with our brand new multiple sclerosis neurologist. This neurologist number, what, 6 since 2014? 6, 7, something like that. But yeah, all excited because this is the one I wanted 2 neurologists ago, but they wouldn't give it to me. They kept picking them instead of letting me say who I wanted to go to. I researched them, watched all their videos. This person that seems most likely to work with in the area, even though it's not who I want. I want Dr. Aaron Boster as my doctor, but can't drive to Ohio, which is actually not that far away from Wisconsin. But yeah, it's I could do video stuff with them, but you gotta see a doctor also. You can't just do video. But yeah, he had 2 assistants or whatever. I think one was a trainee, one was an assistant, and they went over everything after the nurse. Oh, the nurse came in for put me in the room first. Went over our basics. And then this lady that I think is his assistant, and then a guy that was, I think, a trainee that was watching things, sat in the room with me, and we went over a bunch of stuff. What what I've been dealing with, what I'm going through. Did my little tap on the elbows, tap on the knees with the hammer, the rubber hammer, and it's like I'm numb from my bottom of my ribs to my toes. I've been asleep for over 30 years of my life, and from my forearms to fingertips. So it's like she's just tapping away, and we're talking, and my legs aren't moving at all. I think my left elbow twitched, but my right one didn't do nothing. Uh, that was it for the sitting on the table part with her. And then I went over all the other things and what I'm kind of looking for and what problems I'm having and all that, and explained to him that I did Mavenclad for the 2 years that you can do it. We ended that, I want to say, about 9 months ago to a year ago, maybe longer. I don't know. Time when you get MS brain cog fog, I don't know where I am half the time. with the time zone anymore. But I sat there and the neurologist prior to him said no more med for 5 to 10 or possibly the rest of your life. I was feeling better than I did in 15 years. After about 6 months into the second year of Mavenclad, got done with the 2 years. January came. We sat there. February was the Comic Con we went to that had no chairs. So I went through the whole Comic Con, and then but January it started hitting the complete all body, every cell in your body, every hair, every organism, every whatever, every drop of anything feels like it was beaten the shit out of by a bunch of people with baseball bats. uh, uh, Everything's bruised feeling. Every movement I make, every hair, every breath inside me, everything just feels bruised. Any movement, everything, always bruised feeling. That's back at a amplified level, and none of the shit ever went away. But it just felt at a better mode where I could move more with less pain, fatigue, troubles, gait issues. And my gait started getting worse again. My fatigue got worse again. Everything just started like, coming back in January, and February was at Comic Con, and without a seat, I walked all the way through it, and it took me out of the picture for a good 3 to 4 weeks where I was at least mobile enough to do certain things. But yeah, I'm not in a good place. I am secondary progressive, so it's not like shit comes and goes, it stays. But Mavenclad did kill enough T and B cells that some of them that came back weren't attacking my body as bad as they were before, but the ones that still were attacking my body must have decided, hey, fuckers, let's go a few rounds and kick the shit out of the good ones. I'm back to where I was prior, and when you get that little release of all those pains and issues and stuff from being as intense, and then you go back to where it was, you're like, man, I wish it would have never went away, because I was adapting to it in my own ways to all the pains and issues. Whereas now I gotta readapt. It's like your body doesn't remember how to do deal with these issues and pains when you get that little reprieve for a little while. So that sucks. But yeah, and the neurologist comes in and shoots down my Adderall. I've been trying to get on Adderall for fucking 15 years, 20 years, since 2015, I think. So that'd be 23, 8 years. See, timelines. Seems a lot longer, but no to Adderall because you're on a medication which I shouldn't be on, which I'm trying to get off of. If I could ever get my regular walking appointment with my cardiologist, but can get this worked out. But I don't know. It's all kinds of bullshit and no other medications. No DMT, so no disease modifying therapy. Not going to take anything. But we're going to send you to physical therapy. So maybe you can walk better. It's like when I was feeling good, I got video footage of 3 months worth of DEP yoga, doing it almost every day for at least a half hour. when these pains came with the workout and everything, you couldn't, the damn pains don't go away. They're always there. Then he decided to pop in a video, see what's up. I know it's getting to be dinner time. He's like, hey man, gotta pull out my food. Pull out my canned food. But yeah, so it's like the therapy is not going to help, is what he can't get through his freaking head. He thinks that's what's going to work. But right now, I'm at the phase where I need other help to get me back to that point where I can do those things a little easier. And this guy just isn't the guy I thought he was going to be. So I got to see him for not that long. I'd say maybe 10 minutes. You get charged for an hour with him. I spent 4 times longer with his nurse and probably 8 times longer with the other two people. So that's a disappointment. He's like, come back in 9 months, which is New Year's Eve. I gotta go. And it's like middle of winter, driving down to Milwaukee. I know I ain't gonna want to go. It's like I had it on a yearly program, so I was always in spring, and now he fucked up the schedule again. It's like it's gonna be all changed. But yeah. So I'm going to therapy. Start this week. Uh, I was planning on going to my back in action therapy in the little town close to me because I got my knee needler guy, and then I met this new lady that works there, and she took the needling class, and she said by March she will be certified in needling feet. So I wanted to uh, go in and get my foot needled and see if that would help with GIMT pain. Uh, see if it would do anything for it. But then I found out that, well, they have a little therapy office at my PCP, but I didn't want to go there. But I could also go to the one at my bigger facility for the hospital that I go through. And they have all brand new equipment. It's a newer facility. And they have a whole floor full of all newer equipment, workout equipment stuff. So I'm like, well, I want to go there because I'll have more chances to try different things, and I can find something that works good for me that maybe I could go to Planet Fitness for if they have it later on, stuff like that. But yeah, so that's what's happening next. And we'll give it a shot, see what happens. But I don't know how she's going to fix my walking when I got my gait issues from MS. But I also got a crooked foot, and that's a big chunk of my walking because I'm a left-handed tipper, and my foot tilts a little bit to the left. Uh, yeah, we'll see what happens. But got that, got the compression going, and I thought it's been a year and a half to 2 years, but I got hit with a freaking UTI. I got a UTI. They finally got the UTI at home test, so I got a few of those packs here. So I took 2 tests over a whole weekend. Each time it was slightly there. I was on the low end of the scale, but yeah, that like you're peeing through a screen type thing and you're got a little burning and all that shit going. And I'm like, cool. I'm ahead of the game. I'm gonna get all of my PCP. I'm like, hey, can I just drop off a urine sample? And no, now you gotta come in and see a doctor before you can give a urine sample. And it's like, okay. So sat there and made the appointment, and it just happened to be in the afternoon on the same day I was seeing my new MS neurologist. So I sat there, and when I was with them, they were like, well, you can go right downstairs to our labs, give your urine sample, and that way you don't have to go home, wait for the Zoom meeting, and then be told that you can come in now and give a sample instead. Get the sample in now, and they can deal with the results. So I'm sitting there. I got the results through my chart, which is always awesome, and all my stuff comes right through me through my chart. And I get all my results before the doctors do. And I seen that it was positive on the low end, but still positive. And so I contact my PCP, and they're like, well, in order to go over the results, we have to have you sit down and talk to a doctor. And it's like, I'm trying to be ahead of the game. It's like before I start dealing with the trying to pee out chunks of blood and all that stuff and having the severe pain. And it's women, I know from experience dealing with being a caretaker for someone, that they can go without even noticing they have one. Us guys, and as soon as it starts burning and the blood starts coming out and it turns to chunks, we notice that crap coming out our little pectoral. It's like it hurts. So I'm ahead of the game for once. I'm not at that phase. So I'm like, I'm just trying to get this done so I can get on the freaking antibiotics. I know what I have. It's like my PCP knows that I know everything with having my MS. I know when I got something coming, and when I feel like I got a UTI coming, I got a UTI coming. I never thought guys got them until I got my first UTI, thanks to freaking MS. But yeah, it's like, so then they're like, well, both the doctors in this office are busy the rest of the day, so we're gonna have you do it with one of these other doctors, which is further away. But we can do a Zoom appointment. I'm like, that's fine. Let's do it. So we set up a Zoom appointment. Zoom appointment set up. I'm sitting here waiting because it's only set up for like 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later. So I'm waiting in the Zoom room. But it doesn't say anything about it waiting to connect or anything like that, like it normally does. And so I'm waiting. And a few minutes after he was supposed to be on, I'm like, oh, what the hell? So I contact the office. She's like, well, they have it set up that you're coming in for the appointment. I'm like, well, your office is like 45 minutes from me. The appointment was 15 minutes after I talked to him. How the hell would I got to your office in 45 minutes? So she's like, okay, I'll let the doctor. She resubmitted it, made it a virtual appointment, got the doctor. He came on for about 2 seconds and his screen disappeared. And then all of a sudden my phone rings. I'm like, I knew it was him. And he's like, something's wrong on your end. I'm like, my end was perfectly fine. You came on and disappeared. I've been here all the time. I do Zoom appointments and Zoom videos with our podcast all the time. Uh, so he's like, well, let's just do it over the phone because it's all we got to do is talk. So we went over it, and he's like, well, we just don't have the one bacteria test back yet, but I think it's going to be this antibiotics. I'm going to put you on it. And then once I get the other bacteria cibulum test or whatever, call me if that one's different than he expects. And he never called back. I took the antibiotics only for a week this time, which I thought they always gave me 10 days worth in the past. But I guess I do what they do. I do what they tell me. And I still feel like it's there. I took my last pill about a day and a half ago, 2.5 days ago. I still feel it's not gone. I have a feeling he didn't look over that second result and didn't realize he should have went with the other antibiotics. That's happened to me in the past where I was on one antibiotic and after like 2 3 days they're like, oh, we gotta switch you. You're on the wrong one. And so that has happened in the past. So I'm gonna, after I'm done here, before I wrap my legs, I'm gonna send him a message now that I remember that and just let him know. feel like it's still not gone, but who knows? We will see. I'm pumping the cranberry pills through me right now again. So I took off from those during the antibiotic phase. I was doing 6 pills a day before that. Now I'm back to taking them again. But yeah, this is way longer than the walking one was. I suppose when you're walking, you talk faster. Don't talk as much. Don't drag on as much. But yeah, that's it for now. I'll get back with more stuff soon. Uh, Keep following Under the Cowl of MS. I do tons of different stuff on my videos. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, help me get those likes. Somehow I gotta figure out how to get more of my 4 and 1/5 followers. Yeah, that was fun. I think I got you all caught up on everything with me. Not like you really give a shit. You want more help with yourself, I am sure. But yeah, we'll just keep you up to date and I'll keep talking about whatever. And hopefully, next one we will be out with the walker and maybe I can get him. You gonna come up? Hey, Lemmy. Hey, you gonna come for a walk next time? You come up the hill with me? Yeah, I miss you hanging out with me. Because it was always nice when I'd sit there and do my video, and then I could just sit on the grass with them and hang out and we'd play. Oh, yawn, big yawn, almost dinner time. But yeah, that's it for now. So keep checking us out, help us get those likes, and check out MeSsy. It was a fun podcast. I'm only an episode and a half in or whatever, but yeah, I will have more that I will have checked out by the next one. I'll probably talk about. So take care and kick the shit out of the monster.